Oh. Action. I'm not using it. Why would you do that? And I'm Nadia. That's it.
And that's it. That's on period. Done. Hi guys, I'm Urban Jungle, and on today's episode, we're going to dive in. My special guest for today is my home skillet biscuit. I've known her for 11 years. She's also, shout out to her, for being my marketer. So we're gonna have Nadia Amadis.
I was gonna walk in, but we did a little crawling. Because we're on the floor. Hello, everyone. Okay, so basically we kind of realized that you guys tune into like the artsy creation that she made, and after that she does like a little talk with a friend or whoever, and we decided it needed a name because we didn't just want to be like
the commentary.
Yeah, we don't want to just say that. So we named it the Dive In, and we're going to be diving into our snacks while we dive in
to this conversation on changes.
Yeah, so every new episode there'll be a new snack, hopefully. Or food,
snack,
something,
food,
whatever, drink,
dessert,
surprise me,
breakfast.
But we'll be diving in. That's the point.
That's all you need to know. So we watched the video together, and we've had a conversation about it, and now we're ready to share it with you guys.
Hope you like it.
So I'm gonna ask you, how do you feel like the video resonated with you? Like, did it personally hit you? Did it change your mind, body, soul?
Honestly, I really liked the video because it was calming. Like the music itself and the scenery was very calming. I'm a very like chill person, so I like to be zen. But watching it, I was kind of like understanding everything that you were kind of saying without really saying anything. So I was understanding like it was to express that there were being changes made like in your life and things like that.
Yeah.
So I really liked that about the video.
Okay, I'm mean like specific clips, or if you want to ask me about specific clips.
Well, I really liked when you were sitting in front. Well, I liked the scenery of the ocean and the rocks. Like that was very peaceful. It was really pretty as well.
Shout out to Bay Terrace. Well, for a time.
I also liked the scene where you split in two. Can you like tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the changes, like you said, it's going on in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously we go through changes, but I've never been through drastic changes until recently, where I'm like questioning, who am I? Where am I doing? Like what's going on? And I really felt like before I was very set on like, this is who I am,
right.
This is what's going on, these are my beliefs, and that's it, that's on period, done. But it wasn't till recently that I'm like, I don't have to be set in my ways. Like, it's okay to change, And when you get to a point of change, it's like, you know what you knew in the past, and you know what you know now. And you're kind of like wrestling with that, because it's like, I feel like I'm comfortable with how I was before, but really allowing myself to understand where I'm changing, like that's a whole nother level, and then that adds to growth. So that's what this video is about, because for a long time I was like, this is what I was taught when I was younger, but this is what I'm learning now. What I'm saying? Like, my parents, in a way, like, I was spoiled, and it's not a bad thing. Like, I love them for all that, but it's like, okay, but I'm going to be in a world where people aren't going to do that for me. Like, I'm going to have to do that for myself.
And I feel like a lot of people don't go through those changes either like so early on in their life to realize like, oh snap, like mom and daddy's not gonna hold my hand forever. Like the world isn't the way that I had pictured it because of how I grew up, And I feel like it's good that you made a video to kind of represent that, because a lot of people don't really take into like consideration and like start thinking about like, hold up, like I'm not gonna be like, this isn't how my life is gonna be forever. Like I really need to start doing this stuff on my own. And I think it's important that you're really putting it out there for other people to like realize it's okay to go through changes. Yeah. It's a part of life.
It's a part of life, and some of us need to change.
Oh yeah,
big time. Like there's also like multiple other clips where I'm splitting as well. Because I just really wanted to get that idea across. Like there's nothing wrong with going through that change.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with seeing two points of view and having to like wrestle with that.
Like being open-minded. Also, like, cause you said that, how you're saying there's nothing wrong with going through changes.
Yeah.
Do you feel that a lot of people, or even yourself, might have had a difficult time at first going through changes due to like what other people would think or say? Like
about
me? Yeah. Like, do you think that they would feel like, oh, you're a completely different person now, like I can't be around you, type of thing?
Okay, well at first when I was going through it, I was so uncomfortable. Like I was like I was just like, I don't want to do this. Like, you know, like I want to just crawl back into my comfortable space. And it was hard for me because it's like, I personally for a long time did not like being alone. You know, I didn't like being alone, but I'm a type of person that I realized dealing with like mental health issues of like anxiety and depression, like I need to be alone, like for like be by myself and journal and do certain things by myself to like calm down and not have to be around so many people. So it's like that's something I had to get used to. But a lot of people know me as that person that's always ready to go, always like hype, and it's just like I don't know how they're gonna perceive that when I'm actually around them. Like I know my friends love me, so it's like at the end of the day, those things, as long as my heart's still good and how I care about people is good, I feel like there shouldn't be an issue. But definitely I've changed like a lot of things that I have done that I'm going to be doing when like the outside world actually opens up again. But I mean, I guess I'll see. Like if there's people that don't really want to like hang around me anymore, then that just shows me like those weren't really my friends. So you know, but I definitely know like this change was for the better.
Okay.
So how have you changed? I mean, you're 20 years old. You're old.
We don't jack that. Like we jack, but we don't jack that. I would say definitely like I was always on this one path of like how you're saying, like how you're going through changes now, like being by yourself, you know, like I could be by myself for hours. Like I've always been that person that was just chill, living life on my own. But then I'd also have another side that would want to be hype and go out and do all these things. And a lot of people didn't understand how I could be kind of two people. Yeah. And it wasn't really two people for me. It's just that like
you have your moments.
Yeah, I have my moments, and I kind of need to like recharge. So like me being by myself is me like recharging.
I like that, like, recharge.
Okay, yeah, that's how I am. But when I got into college, I kind of lost like a part of myself when I had to live with other people and kind of be around people all the time. It was a lot harder for me to get that alone time that I needed.
Because you're constantly around people.
Yeah,
you
so
don't have
like,
your own room.
I kind of had to like change myself completely 24/7, and I kind of lost who I was more comfortable with. So like I was more the hype, going out, partying, having fun all the time, and it was really, really draining. But I had to kind of hide that side of myself because it was like you're around people all the time. Like you don't have your time to go into your little shell and just like chill out, listen to your music, and then come back out. Like I didn't have that anymore. And when I tried to be that kind of way, people were always like, "Oh my god, like
are you sad?
Are you depressed?" And I'm like, "No,
I'm chilling.
Yeah, like this is I'm happy here." But people didn't get that, so I kind of like turned that side of me off for a little while. But now I'm kind of like bringing her back, and I'm like, no, be yourself. Like you don't have to be out all the time. You don't always have to be around people. Like there's nothing wrong with that. So that's kind of like the changes I'm going through, like getting reacquainted with myself basically. So I'm actually curious to know, what was your favorite like clip to make, and like what was your favorite clip in general?
Yeah, so I shoot like all the clips because I don't really have a team right now that I could work with. So my favorite clip to make was the one where I'm coming out of the tub.
Okay.
And I did that because the first video, Transform, you see me in a way being baptized and like starting a new life and getting rid of like my ego, anxiety, all that stuff. And this was kind of a play on like, okay, so what happens after you get rid of all that stuff?
Right.
Like you're a changed person, you know, like, and just like shooting that was like important to me because it's like it's a segue into the next video, and it's like, okay, you're a new person, and that doesn't mean like your old experiences are forgotten,
right?
But you're just like a new person,
right?
You know,
and you can use like your old experiences to kind of like guide you.
Yeah, when you're like through life. At the end of the day, like it's you don't want to forget those, but you don't want those to be you,
right?
Like, you know. You're no longer attached to that. You're no longer in bondage to those experiences or those things like your ego or, you know, anxiety. So that video, the clip of me coming out of the water was like, okay, it's a new day, you know? But it was fun, like, shooting that because it's like, I'm a swimmer. You know, I've been swimming since I was a baby. So I haven't been in the water in a long time. So, like, putting myself in that position where I'm underwater, I can't breathe, and then like water was just everywhere. It was a mess. I was actually choking in that clip. So yeah, I do my own stunts
at her own risk.
At my own risk. But in terms of like the changes and stuff, I really think a big thing for me was like my identity, and I really felt like I was stripped of like a lot of things in my life because before my identity was based on my job, where I went to school, my relationships, like how people thought about me. And like when that's kind of stripped, you're kind of like, if that's how you choose to identify yourself, or those things are things that you choose to identify yourself with, as soon as they fall or you lose your job or you're out of that relationship, it's like, who am I, like, you know? So like I got into journaling, and like one of the things like I would ask myself, like I would do like reflection questions to kind of reflect on, like, because you can't just change and not reflect on what happened before, like you have to use that to move forward. So I would say like, who was I, like who were you before, how did you get to this place now? Because like I was in a place where I was like, wait, I don't have anything, you know, like these aren't me anymore. And like, where are you currently? And I was currently in a place where I'm trying to change and I want to know who I am. And like those helped, but it wasn't until I really started reading my Bible more is when I got my answers of who am I. And I like it point, like he puts it out there, like God writes out like who you are, like you're supposed to be patient, you're supposed to be kind, all this stuff. So like I would add those into my affirmations in the morning. So like I already have a list of things I say in the morning, like I'm determined, I'm beautiful, I'm independent, you know, I'm gonna do big things. But I just added in what else he said I was. Like, I'm patient, I don't demand things to go my way, I'm not irritable. And I, like, you know, like, it's awkward to do it, just say it, like, oh, look in the mirror, like, I'm beautiful, I'm this, you know? Like, that's awkward. So, like, to make sure I do it every morning, I pinned it with a daily routine. I wash my face every morning, like, I hope y'all wash your face too.
And your hands.
And your hands. And your hands. But every morning I wash my face. So as I'm washing my face, I'm saying I'm beautiful, I'm determined, I'm patient, I'm this, I'm that. So it's like, once you keep, really good. Yeah, because like you're gonna do it now, and it's not awkward anymore after you do it like 21 times. Like it takes 21 days to start a new habit.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, it does.
Fun fact.
So after doing it for 21 days, it's at the point where if I don't do it, I feel weird. I'll be like, wait, I forgot to say something, you know? Like, so, and when you say it, you start to live by it. Like, you know, when somebody's like, for the longest time, I felt like I was a very irritable person. And I was just like, that's who I am. I don't get mad, but I get irritated quickly. But that's not who I really am, you know?
Right.
So now when I say I'm patient in the morning, when somebody's irritating me, I say, patience, you know, like,
just
woosah, just a minute, and you won't have to take it to that next level.
Right.
So that has been very helpful for me. Yeah. Thank you for coming into and tuning into our dive in. Stay positive, stay happy, stay healthy.
We did not rehearse that.
We did not do that. But like, comment, subscribe.
Definitely.
And have a great
Tell
day.
her she should have me on the show more. Wink. Ew. Cut that out.
That's going in.